The savory, warm smell pulls you in. The squish of the freshly baked bread helps you grip the overly generous portion, even as juices drip down your wrist. One bite and a host of flavors fill your mouth, tender, cooked all night in a smoker pork. The crunchy bark, carved from the outside, interspersed throughout. What was on the bark anyway? Salt, pepper, and is that paprika? Hi, I'm Lori Johns. Well, you won't get the recipe for this winning pulled pork sandwich from Jeff Starbeck, but in this episode of ChopTalk, I'll take you to his restaurant, Starbeck Smokehouse, which won the highly coveted pulled pork madness competition this year. Jeff Starbeck stakes his reputation on the winning combo of great meat and sides, great service, and that little-known thing often overlooked in smokehouses, atmosphere. Claiming the pulled pork madness crown is a big deal here in Iowa, where we raise more pork than any other state in the nation. In fact, did you know the typical Iowan consumes more than 62 pounds of pork a year? Of course, we take taste seriously. We care about safe, affordable, tasty pork to feed our family, and we care how it's raised. We'll get to all of that. Now, before we head to Cedar Falls, let's have a chat with the young woman who helped put this whole contest together, Hannah Spur. She's with the Iowa Pork Producers Association. Now, to begin with, what's up with naming the contest Pulled Pork Madness?
Everyone knows about March Madness with basketball. Whether you watch basketball or not, you kind of know about the bracket style of the competition. So we were like, how can we incorporate that but with pork? Well, our tenderloin sandwiches are kind of already taken care of. And so we were like, what's the next best thing? Pulled pork, right? So we found a way to incorporate both of those together, and that's kind of how Pulled Pork Madness started.
We're looking to get out and do stuff and engage.
It's interesting to see how people decide to eat their pulled pork sandwich too. Some people like pickles on it, others like coleslaw. I love topping mine with coleslaw. So it's kind of interesting to get feedback on that as well.
I'm a pickle person, just so you know. FYI, we'll be putting that in, stick a fork in that one later, as they say. So that's perfect. Well, now tell me, okay, criteria. How in the world do you choose a winner? How are they nominated? How does this work?
This is completely fan-based. We open our nomination round. It's about a 2-week period. People go to our website, nominate their favorite restaurant that serves their favorite pulled pork sandwich. And then from there, we take the top 2 in each of our 8 districts to get our Sweet 16. From there, we announce our Sweet 16 and people vote away for their favorite one. And we narrow it down from there.
Are you noticing any emerging trends? Now, I think of where there are a lot of pig farms up in northwest Iowa or my old hometown Stomping Woods, North Central, but are there certain areas that tend to always have some favorites?
I would say probably southeast Iowa and then also northwest Iowa. Those tend to have our heavier nominations, but pulled pork is in all parts of the state of Iowa, and that's great to see.
And how juicy the pork is, that's a thing too, because sometimes you want the bread to be too soggy. But then there are other people out there that want it soggy. Yep. Just absolutely make a mess all the way down the front. You know what I mean? Yeah, I guess there is a little bit of something for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. So as long as our one stipulation, as long as they're open year-round that someone could come to at any point in time, that's really our only big stipulation. We don't right now include food trucks just because they are more seasonal usually. But we might be looking into something like that in the future, how we can incorporate them more, because we get a lot of people that say, well, this food truck has an amazing sandwich, and I'm sure that's true. But we just want to make sure consumers of all over can go and get their food at any point in time.
Can you believe there are so many family-owned, amazing restaurants in Iowa that specialize in pulled pork? Stacy Klusner, vice president of the Iowa Restaurant Association, says that's probably why people are eager to hit the road and check them out. I mean, who feels like cooking? Since a road trip for tasty meat is more affordable than a plane ticket, no wonder the appetite for destination restaurants is growing in Iowa.
Well, I remember the first year and working with the pork producers and saying, hey, let's get the word out to restaurants. Let's talk about this. And now it's kind of taken on a life of its own. It has really grown. The restaurants take such ownership and pride in being a part of the competition. And I think that's one of the really cool things about it. You don't have to be a winner to benefit from all of the restaurant traffic that comes your way. But certainly the winner does get a lot of notoriety, and they are so creative in the way that they are driving their customers to vote for them and new people to come check out what they've got to offer.
It is an opportunity to reach people.
It is. I think that's one of the really cool things about Iowa. We're small enough that you can go corner to corner in a day. And through that, you can look at the pulled pork of the entire bracket and say, who do I want to try today? And you can work your way across the state, hit somebody for lunch, hit somebody for dinner, and then, stay overnight, do some fun things, and hit a couple on your way back. That's the beauty of Iowa. We're not huge, but we sure have a lot to offer.
So it's really a good opportunity for these restaurants, and they're bringing folks from all around, and they're really eager to show what they have.
Over the last couple years, when those opportunities weren't there for folks to socialize in the way they always had, people really understood how important of a role those community places, what they really mean to them and the community.
Having a community spot, a local hangout where you can bring the whole family, hang out with friends, and meet new ones is the true siren call of smokehouses. And the call that brings folks far and wide to Starbeck Smokehouse, the 2022 Pulled Pork Madness winner, is strong. And it all begins with the owner. Let's head to Cedar Falls to meet him. I'm here with Jeff Starbeck, owner of Starbeck's Smokehouse, the winner of the Iowa Pork Producers Pulled Pork Madness contest. And oh man, very competitive. Yeah, and boy, you've got a great product, and you had just a wonderful win. Tell me all about your place. This is one cool place.
Yeah, Cindy, my girlfriend, and I started about 6 years ago, the tiny little location over across the street, 21 seats, and we looked at a restaurant venture and thought, barbecue is the way we should go because of the competition in the area here. So we thought we'd start off small and try it out, and huge success. I mean, from day one we were successful, and so we were in that location up until September, and we made the move over to this big spacious old Hy-Vee store. So we've got about 5,000 square feet of the old Hy-Vee store. So as you're looking there, 35-foot high ceilings, and it's pretty cool. We had fun putting it together because it was concrete block walls, and we had an open pallet to fill up the space. So.
And you did fill it. There isn't an inch. This whole place is fascinating, just even to sit here and wait for your food, which probably isn't a long wait, but you just want to keep coming back. And I bet every time the customers do, they see new things.
Yeah, I mean, people come in all the time and say, is that new? Was that here before? I go, yeah, everything's been here. Although I do still hit the auction scene and buying stuff every day. Not every day, but every week I'm buying something and nowhere to put it. But you get the itch and start acquiring stuff, and it's just kind of fun. And it's I still like coming. I come to work at 5:30, 6 o'clock every morning, and it's like, this is really cool.
Wow. This is neat. And I know that must be part of your recipe for success, but you know what? You're in a busy area here. There are restaurants in competition, and what do you think is your secret for success?
You know what? It's the pride of ownership. It's the commitment to every day providing the best quality of product, best customer service, a fun experience. Not only the food is good, we look at it as like a museum where people can come in and look and enjoy themselves and spend some time here. But it's a 7-day, 365-day-a-year job. So unless you're committed, whether it be the restaurant or a laundromat or a hair salon or landscaping business, you got to be committed to what you do, and you got to love what you do. That's the key to success.
It's times like this, Jeff, I wish that people could still see that this was video, because you've got such a twinkle in your eye and you just seem so energized. How do you do it?
It's not work for me. It really is not work. I enjoy meeting the people and talking to people and find out, about people. We're getting people from all over the Midwest now that come in and hear about us. And with the Pulled Pork Madness competition that we won, we're getting people from Des Moines and Sioux City who are coming in, who saw us on the news and happen to be coming through town, and they stop in to see it. And so it's pretty exciting.
Well, and pulled pork is huge in Iowa, and starting to see even across the Midwest. Like you say, you got people coming for miles and miles around to come see it.
It's really makes you feel good when you have people from Kansas City, and we just had 3 guys from St. Louis here 2 nights ago who, and I dropped a few names of barbecue places, but my daughter lives there, and they said, oh no, your place is better. So made me feel very good. Maybe they just said it because I was standing here, but no, I think we can stack up with just about anybody when it comes to barbecue, and most notably the pork, because we sell quite a bit of it.
Well, yeah, how much do you sell?
Upward trajectory as we speak. I mean, every week the business is growing, but right now 1,000 to 1,200 pounds a week. Wow. Yeah. So, the pulled pork is huge. We do our own tenderloins. We pound out our own meat and do our own tenderloins. We probably sell, let me just throw out a number here, we probably sell 1,000 pounds of ribs a week. So our pork sales are huge.
Well, no wonder you have to get here at 5.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, a lot of preparation. All the heavy lifting is done between 5 and 11, and then it's a cakewalk after that. I mean, it's fun. That's when the fun starts, once the customers show up, because we've done all the prep and in a barbecue situation, everything's done the night before and the morning of. So the rest is just scooping it on a plate and handing it out to people.
Is that low and slow rule, or?
Yeah, 12 hours. We start the smokers at usually about 10 o'clock at night, and pray to God the next morning when I come in that everything's worked out okay.
So we've seen the fun side of serving up a winning pulled pork sandwich. Now it's time to tour behind the scenes of Starbeck Smokehouse. This is where the magic really begins, well before sunrise. Absolutely. Well, where are these smokers? Let me take a look at that.
Yeah, let's go back and look at the smokers. So we use a brand called Cook Shack out of Oklahoma. And so we've got the two different sizes, the mama and the papa ones here. So
Man, those are big. How much does that put in there? Wow, look at all the racks.
So they'll hold about 800 pounds
of
meat in there.
Does that start full every day?
Yeah. Every night, pretty full. Yep. And we use a smaller one for our ribs. We cook those separately out of the smaller smoker. So, we go through a lot of volume. Ty Q is hard at work at.
Yeah, good job.
Every day, breading them with our
You're
secret.
probably doing this in your sleep.
Oh, yeah. I'm a drummer, so, yeah, it's easy to pound out the tenderloin.
Percussion. It's all about percussion. Where do you get all your stuff?
We use Hormel pork from Hormel. B&R Meats out of Ackley provides us with the hams, and then IBP and Tyson for the brisket and the ribs. Come over here. Here, I'm going to hand you one of these. You're going to try it while you got the microphone. Our great cornbread. Yeah, it's still warm.
Oh, man.
Best cornbread you ever had,
this is
I know.
crazy. Can I just say? My mom always said don't chew with your mouth full, but I think we'll make an exception.
Yeah, and you can talk with your mouth full,
Is
too.
that right? Oh, wow. Good job, guys. This is so cool. Well, thanks for the tour of the kitchen. Love it. And this cornbread is to die for.
Yep.
Jeff and everyone whose job depends on serving up healthy, tasty protein that Iowans crave know the real secret sauce starts on the farm. Farms like Jake Knepper, a family farmer who raises pigs just outside of Cedar Falls. His care for raising healthy animals is the base that Starbeck Smokehouse success builds upon.
We raise hogs, production hogs. Most of them go to Tyson and Waterloo. We also farm corn and soybeans besides. We do all of our own hog hauling, all of our own feed hauling, mix all of our own feed.
Well, like you said, grew up on a farm and then went to school and it took an additional step, and then you come back. So tell me about your life before you returned to pig farming.
I went to Central College in Pella, got a undergraduate degree in math and physics. I have a master's degree in physics from Ohio State University. And then I worked for a healthcare software company in Wisconsin called Epic. Most people who've been to a doctor probably have a health record on Epic. Then it just happened one day we were looking for a bigger house. My wife and I have 4 children. And her grandfather said, I want to sell you my house. And we always wanted to move back to Iowa, but didn't know when that might happen. And at the time, our oldest was in 1st grade. So we decided to take the plunge and move back.
So how has your education and your experience and your expertise been helpful on the pig farm? I'm thinking with physics. I don't know. How would it? You tell me.
I would say the biggest thing is probably data management and understanding those parts of things. The accounting side of it, they've understood, my father-in-law and brother-in-law, but bringing in something to be able to do more data-driven stuff, why we're doing certain things, when it makes sense to do stuff, following more trend lines, things that other parts of the hog industry have done for a while.
So I know that part of raising healthy pigs is that precision, knowing everything that happens in their lives from birth until market. So tell me a little bit more about that. That's probably true, right?
Yes, it is. And for us, it's even more, we're a bigger part in that, given that we grow the corn that we feed to our pigs. We own the sow unit completely. One we have complete control over. We raise them, we haul all the feed to them, so I know what feed is going to which pigs, and then we haul them to market, and some of them we're even shareholders in the packing plant. So we are truly, from corn all the way till somebody's eating it, we are involved the whole way, which helps because you see those bits and pieces of the entire process and then can make them more efficient within reason.
Well, and adapting as a farmer and as a restaurateur is always important, because what do the customers want? Being nimble and being able to adjust, it's all about meeting the customer demand. And I know you do it as a farmer, and Jeff Starbeck at Starbeck Smokehouse has to do that too. I mean, what do the customers want? And you went to Starbeck Smokehouse. What did you think as a customer and a farmer?
We were very happy. It's great food. It's nice to have a local, single spot person doing things like that and being able to cater that need in the community to provide.
Look, they realize it's all about the customers. It's same as you, right?
Right, exactly. An example of that is there's been large demand in the industry for a certain color of meat. It's a Duroc sired piglet. So when packers started pushing for that, or other packers will push for more firmer bellies for bacon so that your bacon is more firm. It's a nicer texture that they've seen customers want to do. Those are the kinds of things that we can make changes on. And within the timeline of a sow bred to she has piglets to we get it to market, which is about 10 months, we can make that change and have that happen on a smaller scale because of the way we are integrated vertically and meet those needs of the customer, whatever that might be.
And the whole idea is healthy pigs, healthy food, happy customers.
Right, exactly. Yep.
Anything I haven't asked you? Oh, I suppose I should say, what kind of pork is for dinner?
We do a lot of ribs. We do a lot of tenderloins. So not the loin, but the actual tenderloin beside it. That, what I would say, is my family's favorite. We use a pellet smoker and do that. And then we do a lot of pulled pork type things as well for larger crowds.
You going to give Jeff a run for his money?
I don't think so. I think we'll just stay on the smaller side of things.
So, no threat to Starbeck Smokehouse from Farmer Jake. However, just having such a great restaurant so close and supportive of Iowa family pig farmers is a great reason to give the cook the night off and head to Starbeck's in town to enjoy the state's best pulled pork sandwich. They're easy to find.
Cedar Falls, Iowa, University Avenue next to Hy-Vee and Slumberland.
And you're on social media too.
Oh, all over Facebook. Like us on Facebook. I put some crazy stuff up there. I'm happy to be on the podcast and happy to chat and show you around and encourage people to come in, give us a try. Tell us you heard us on ChopTalk, and I'd love to meet you.
Certainly will. It's Jeff Starbeck of Starbeck Smokehouse.
Coming up on the next Chop Talk, we love pork because it's affordable protein with plenty of minerals and vitamins. Iowans care about what's in their meat and what's not in their meat. While antibiotics may be used to treat pigs when they're sick, you'll never find pork with antibiotics in it. Find out more about that in the next Chop Talk.